Chinese leftover women refer to the female group aged over 30 and still unmarried. This phenomenon is becoming more and more common in China, often because women pursue career development, improved education, and high demands on marriage quality, leading to late marriage or non-marriage. Despite this, they still actively face life and look forward to sincere love. Let's take a look at how demanding Chinese leftover women are.
我要求其实也不是特别高，就1.8米以上，然后长得帅一点，皮肤白一点，那个眼睛大一点最好。然后主要是有责任心，哪儿人无所谓，但是得有自己的事业。
你还想跟我结婚？你根本不是我的择偶标准。你别以为我是个拜金女啊！我跟你说点现实的，结婚之后车贷房贷最少4000。以我的生活基本保障最低3000，双方的父母赡养费最低每月1500，就这些，你的工资最低每月1万。还有，将来有了孩子，你必须9点以后上班，你得送孩子，你必须4点下班，你得接孩子，每周要有双休，法定节假日必须休息，寒暑假尽量上半天班。我可不想让我的孩子觉得他的父亲是个工作机器，我呢，负责一家人的生活起居、饮食健康、干净整洁。你觉得你可以吗？
只有3个要求。第一呢，就是我肯定不会干家务的，因为我在我家我就没干过，我不可能嫁到你们家我就给你们当保姆伺候你们一大家子吧。第二呢，就是彩礼，必须是10万块钱，这个要求一点都不过分吧。第三呢，就是给我弟弟买套房子，因为我弟弟呢马上要结婚了，现在是需要一套房子。那你作为姐夫呢，你肯定要拿出一点诚意嘛，是不是？那房子的大小就无所谓了，反正就是有一套就可以了。我觉得我这3个要求一点都不过分呀。
I am a 41-year-old independent woman. Although I haven't stepped into marriage yet, I am not impatient for success. I stick to my principles and won't settle for less in love because I know that marriage is not a trivial matter and requires careful selection. Over the past 17 years, I have met many well-qualified men with high education, stable jobs, and multiple properties including cars and houses in Beijing. Although they are ideal partners in many people's eyes, if I don't feel attracted to them, I will reject them without hesitation. I believe that true happiness cannot be built on the basis of compromise. For me, affection is the primary condition for establishing a marriage. Besides a deep emotional foundation, I will also consider the other person's personality, moral character, and economic conditions. Marriage, to me, is an important choice in life, just like the college entrance examination, which will affect my future life trajectory. Therefore, I am willing to take my time to slowly find the one who is really suitable for mine. This process, I enjoy the freedom and independence of single life. I can spend my income as I wish, enjoy the pleasure of traveling alone, and pursue my own interests and hobbies. I am not anxious or eager to get married just because I am getting older. I believe that when the right person appears, I will seize the opportunity without hesitation. Overall, my attitude towards marriage is to prefer quality over quantity. I firmly believe that only by finding someone who truly connects with me spiritually, can we walk into the palace of marriage together and open a new chapter of happiness. Until then, I will continue to enjoy my single life and bloom beautifully alone.
This lady from Zhejiang arranged 3 blind dates in one day during the May Day holiday, but unfortunately, none of them were successful. She put forward quite specific and demanding conditions. Firstly, the dowry must be at least 580,000 yuan. Secondly, a full payment house of no less than 150 square meters must be owned before marriage, and the property must be transferred to her name. Finally, all of the man's salary must be handed over to her after marriage. She herself holds a master's degree and is 39 years old. Although the blind date objects were all types she admired, after listening to her conditions, all 3 men chose to leave with a sneer, and one of them even suggested that she go to the temple to make a wish. At a 1,000-person blind date event in Hangzhou, surprisingly, there was not a single male present, with only female participants. This was not because the men did not want to go, but because they knew they could not meet the high standards set by the women, so they chose to avoid embarrassment and not attend. Many older single women firmly believe that a low-quality marriage is not as good as a high-quality single life. They are not unmarriageable, but choose not to marry. In the process of blind dates, they have strict requirements for economic conditions, appearance, personality, family background, education, and other aspects. However, while pursuing these high standards, they often overlook the importance of being well-matched and their own actual situations. When searching for an ideal partner, older single women usually set a series of high standards, such as superior economic conditions, outstanding appearance, and a gentle personality. However, they often overlook an important issue: being well-matched. At the same time, they rarely mention their own source of income and choose to ignore their own weaknesses. On the other hand, although most men are aware of their own economic situation, many women lack an accurate understanding of their own actual situation. This phenomenon reflects some deep-seated social and psychological issues. For example, some older single women may experience mental sensitivity and stress accumulation due to long-term single life and excessive expectations of a perfect partner. In addition, they also face social biases and misunderstandings about older single women. When Wan, a 29-year-old financial manager, rents a room alone in an urban village in Shenzhen. Due to her long-term focus on work, her love life has been blank. In her hometown of Fujian, 30 is seen as an important age milestone for women, and unmarried women at this age often face social criticism. Therefore, her mother hopes she can solve the marriage problem as soon as possible. However, Wen Wan doesn't want to lose face in front of her relatives, so she chooses her own way to find love: blind dates. In order to improve the success rate, she even purchased VIP services at a marriage agency and went on nearly 100 blind dates in half a year. Despite this, she is still single. Wen Wan's blind date process is not smooth sailing. She has encountered various types of men, some with superior conditions but incompatible personalities, and some with compatible personalities but incompatible conditions. For example, once she went on a blind date with a construction contractor. The obvious income gap between the two made Wen Wan feel powerless during the conversation. Another time, she went on a blind date with an average income otaku. Although they had a great conversation, they couldn't further develop their relationship because his workplace was not in Shenzhen. As the number of failures increases, Wen Wan begins to see blind dates as a task to complete for her family, in order to reduce her inner pressure. However, when her best friend Ollie has a happy family and gives birth to a little boy, she feels touched. Ollie advises her not to pursue perfection, but Wen Wan says she doesn't have high demands on men, just hopes to find a man who makes her heart beat. After nearly 100 blind dates over the course of half a year, Wen Wan decides to try a different approach. She plans to go to Malaysia during her annual leave to see if she can find her own love in a foreign country. However, after a few days of getting along, she still hasn't found a man who makes her heart beat. Overall, older single women may be very picky during the blind date process. They not only consider factors such as the man's economic conditions, appearance, and personality, but also whether the two are compatible and share a common language. This pickiness is not a bad thing, as marriage is a major event in life that requires careful consideration. However, excessive pickiness may also lead to missing some suitable partners. Therefore, older single women need to strike a balance when blind dating, adhering to their principles and standards while learning to make appropriate compromises and accept imperfections.
Now I'm 38 years old, but I haven't stepped into the palace of marriage yet, which I really regret now. And it also makes me a little embarrassed. Thinking back to my youth, I was also a beautiful girl. I once had many pursuers, but my mind was as firm as iron at that time, and I rejected their affections. Now, I'm a little worried that those men who were resolutely rejected by me, when they are snuggling with their wives and children and accidentally see me on the internet, may be overjoyed, and may even give their wives 2 gifts because of this joy. Alas, life is full of unexpected turns.
Why are there so many single women of advanced age in China? Why do they set such high standards for potential partners? It's because resource allocation is often mismatched in reality. Many Chinese girls are overprotected by their families while growing up, leading them to have fantasies about love and relationships. However, they often get hurt when they encounter the real world. In fact, the number of high-quality men is not sufficient to meet the needs of all women. Although men slightly outnumber women in the population, single women actually dominate in many big cities like Shenzhen. This is because successful men, especially those who have built their businesses from scratch through numerous challenges, often have more choices. Their success is not accidental, usually requiring a clever mind and decisive decision-making. Such men tend to be more rational in their emotions because they know that emotional decisions can negatively impact their business operations. Their time is very valuable, so in the high-level life chain, emotions are often not considered valuable for girls to have access to such high-quality men. They also need to have sufficient strength. Whether it's graduating from a prestigious school or succeeding in their own business, they need to achieve certain accomplishments to attract their attention. If they don't have such strength, they need to adjust their expectations and not set their desires too high. In addition, there are many single women of advanced age in Chinese society nowadays, which is a noteworthy social phenomenon. Capable women often look down on ordinary men, while high-quality men don't have enough time to manage a relationship. This leads to the emergence of single women of advanced age. However, such relationships are often unstable and may ultimately lead to a vicious cycle. Therefore, we should reflect on whether our desires match our abilities. In this fickle society, we need to accept impermanence and change. When we have some choices, we cannot take ourselves too seriously. If we want a comfortable life, we may not be able to make a lot of money. If we want to talk about emotions, we may not be able to take care of our careers. This is the truth that we can't have both fish and bear's paw. In conclusion, I want to say that single women of advanced age in China, facing various voices and pressures from society, do not need to be overly anxious or blame themselves. Every woman has her unique value and charm, regardless of age, deserving respect and appreciation. Maintain a positive attitude, believe in your value, and don't deny yourself because of your unmarried status. Meanwhile, recognize your expectations, adjust your views on partners and marriage appropriately, and don't strive for perfection but focus on mutual feelings and shared values. Diversify your interests, actively participate in social activities, and showcase your strengths, all of which can help increase opportunities to meet new friends and potential partners. Most importantly, focus on self-growth and continuous improvement, believing that you will eventually find your own happiness. Do you agree with this? Welcome to leave a comment below and discuss with us. That's all for this video. Please subscribe for the latest programs. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.